Howdy, my peoples. We're attempting another live for a very, very long hiatus because StreamYard was not cooperating with the G Money. And as I started talking, we don't have a helo, but we got all of a sudden we got gusts of wind. Hopefully you can hear this okay. And for some reason the AC dropping like hail. I kid you not. Exactly as I went live, the wind started kicking up. So this is kind of crazy. Uh, I would like to say thank you to all of you, all one of you, JJ. Uh, we're just out here trying to enjoy nature. Oh man, the wind is kicking up like crazy. It wasn't doing this for like an hour. Hold on. I got a trash bag. I'll be right back. Trash bag blowing away. I'm coming back. Don't get all mad at me. I got to take care of mother. I don't know if y'all can hear me griping or not, but I'm back. This little bag flew off the picnic table and did not want it to go into the lake. But what am I going to tell you? What am I going to tell you? I got so much to tell you. I don't even know where to start. First thing I'll tell you, I'm at Karick Lake North, and they had an event here this weekend, yesterday, basically. It was kind of touched my heart in a way, not in a way, in a big way, because I do believe in helping the youth and excelling their ambitions and things of that nature. And they had a fishing outing out here. Every campsite was blocked off. It was like a big rendezvous or of some sort. Uh, it was called Fishing with Smokey. So I don't know if it was a tournament or just a get together, but um, woo, my fire pit just done exploded on me. I don't know. I kind of like crackling wood. I don't like exploding wood, but yeah, I'm trying to make it chili, like that is literally just turned into whatever I have. I'm throwing in there because I'll tell you about that in a second. But anyway, I had three friends show up today and said, "Come on, let's party." I'm like, "No, I don't party anymore." And then they're like, "Come on, G Money, give us one more throwdown." I said, "All right, we can do one more." So that's what we're doing. So that would be, you can't see. Let me go back and tell you who I'm partying with. This is Alex and Alice. This is Bandit. He's always sleeping on the job. He don't come out until the wee hours of the night. But yeah, so I reckon I ought to talk about something important. Yeah, I did go to Blackwater Joe's yesterday on a recon mission. Turns out they have way more campsites than I ever imagined, and some pretty cool ones way out in the woods. They do have 47 acres. I already knew that. Cohibo time, by the way. Uh, so yeah, I did a little rendezvous out in the trails and found me a site that looked perfect. That was kind of like all the rest of the where the semi rims were, the Swift transportation semi rims were from that one of their derailment, you know, accidents, whatever. Actually, I'm just making that part up. I don't want to get sued, but it's kind of like swing wide. It's a freaking trailer comment. But anyway, so so yeah, so they got plenty of them semi rims around there. They serve as little fire pits, and what I have, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm skeptical. I'm not going to lie to you, but once we got in there and started feeling out the site I had very low grass. All the other sites I saw had very high grass, and I didn't want bugs and critters crawling all over me. I mean, I already got enough of that in my van. And I found out the reason why I got spiders all up in my van because I had the passenger window down like about an eighth of an inch. Couldn't figure out why all these creeper crawlers, when I park under the light, were coming down and invading my privacy. But that's why. So I'm an idiot. Now let me tell you about another problem I done run into yesterday. I bought all this food. I'm like, culinary classic #1, #2, #3, #4. I got all these meals planned out, right? I'm like, this is going to be an epic weekend. It's going to be great. G Money Classic. All time great weekend. Best 48 hours of my life. Well, it started off pretty good because I only paid $10 for a primitive campsite with a Swift transportation rim. I thought, that's pretty good value. And so I'm out there chilling out, preparing things, talking about things, doing all these little short videos. And then all of a sudden, I done heard it. I done heard it. It was coming. It was coming strong. It was coming loud. The boom, boom, the thunder. Sounded like a marching band coming up the road. But yeah, I knew I had to retreat. So I did retreat to the van. The E150, the Betty White that ain't so white anymore. Uh, so I done goes in there, and all I had was one more American style pasta salad from Walmart that was edible. I probably had me some Lance's Nico crackers, but I know you want me to get on with the story. All right, I hear you. I hear you. All two of you. So anyway, so well, I was in there, for 3 friggin' hours when it was 7% chance of rain. Yeah, it turned into like 93% error. Yeah, it was coming down in buckets. I was kind of mad because I wanted to meet Bigfoot and Smokey and Bandit's brother, and all these other critters that could have been out there probably were just waiting for the G money. No, no, I stayed confined to the van. So then, at one point in time, I decided I'm going to go over to the barn doors on the side of my van. And let me back up in retrospect. Recently, they decided not working on the outside. So I knew I probably had about 5 or 6 more yanks from the inside of the handle based on what happened in the rear barn doors. So yeah, my side doors and my rear doors do not open. So and it's hurricane season, and I live out of the van. So if for some reason I get a tree tumble on me, I'm pretty much trapped like a rat. That's right, like a rat, muskrat. So I did a little research thanks to my friend Chris from Shade Tree America. He told me a while back that I could get a kit for the cables and all that stuff in the rear. Not my rear, but the rear doors of the van. And so I got to checking, and believe it or not, it was like 50% cheaper than what he said. There was like 11 and some change. It might be per door or something like that. I don't know, but I haven't yet had the time or the patience to try and figure out how much the parts are going to cost for the side door. I would think relatively similar in price. I'm looking at the doors right now, and they're different dimensions. One door is shorter than the other, but anyway, so yeah. So in all seriousness, like I literally, I'm going to tell you what I had planned on doing. I have prepared all these things. I'm so happy now. I've got my new sleeping, quarters. Uh, Still need to kind of refine and fine tune that, but that part of my life's going better. And just I don't like feeling like a trapped rat, with the doors not opening, and that really The parts aren't expensive at all, from what I can tell. But let me show you something I created for fire safety reasons. Up until yesterday, the fire danger level in out here was high. So I'm trying to use, my common sense. And with all that rain last night, I'm pretty sure it probably dropped to moderate at minimum. But I know I'm all over the board because I'm really pissed and distracted. But the cool thing about today's camping adventure at Karick Lake North, due to that kids event yesterday, that I fully support, and I think it would be a great thing. Uh, I, I suspect most people reserved on the south side, which that was fully occupied. So most people, that have campers and whatnot, are camping for multiple days. They don't want to uproot and move. So I'm the only camper here today. So that's kind of cool. Uh, it is very quiet. The only problem with today is the acorns are falling, and I'm probably going to sleep. It's going to feel like I'm sleeping in a hailstorm. Uh, but I'm here. I paid for it. We're going to deal with it. Uh, I don't know if I mentioned, but at Blackwater Joe's, where I was yesterday, it was only $10 to van camp, tent camp. It was crazy. When I've done a lot of my drive-throughs and through there and done my videos, I do believe most of them were during the week. And man, they had a full house this weekend. The one area where I originally wanted to camp, they had like 30 campers there. They were all tent campers. It was some organization. I don't know what they were doing, but I'm glad they were having fun. I knew I could go out into the boonies, into the more dangerous area, and try and deal with it. But oh, what else? It was only $10. I don't know if I said that part yet. Only $10. For some reason, oh damn, the fire just done exploded again. I don't know why. Spit something out like Johnson juice or something. I don't know what's going on down there, but anyway, yeah. So it was only $10. So even with the rain and all that, it was kind of cool to find that little nook in the woods. And to be honest with you, I probably didn't even like venture to like all those little side roads that they have up in there that I really didn't know existed. Uh, I probably didn't even tap into 25% or 20% of what they have out there. Um, the cabins are really cool. When I tried to do those videos, they kind of failed because of the lighting. Um, but I'm thinking out loud to my friends, if we want to get those cabins, we might want to jump on it early. I know like one person that's viewing doesn't need a cabin, but they had some really cool fire pits, some really cool uh, set up there and everything. But man, I know I'm all over the board. I know I've forgotten to tell you something. My biggest dilemma right now, well, I don't know how StreamYard sounds right now, but my van that's just every time I fix a problem, I get another problem. It's just like it's never ending. So I'm on a really low budget right now till Wednesday. Hopefully, my deposit goes through for Social Security. I can order the parts. Then I got to, I just don't like waiting. I feel like I'm kind of like in a cell now. I'm almost like totally enclosed without any access to egress in an emergency. So that's not very comforting. That's very much a hindrance to my lifestyle. I can't even pull out the banquet table or anything like that. But what else do I want to say? What else do I want to say? Um, just trying to get by in life. Uh, I'm really happy right now. I'm looking around, and the winds have calmed down. The sky is blue and partly cloudy. I feel like the worst of it's behind us, so I'm happy about that. I probably need to get up and stir this chili. Let me show you what I got going on here. Not sure if I can do this without dropping my phone in the chili, but give me 1 second. I'll try and show you. I probably ought to do it from this angle since I don't know if you can see that. Let me give me 1 second. I'll tell you what's in this creation. I got my glove. I'm going to use this spatula to stir it. Oh man, that thing looks all jacked up. Hold on 1 second, my friends. I don't know if you can see that. This turned into another failed production. All right, so let me stir this just a little bit. All right, so it is getting hot. I can feel some, since I started yakking on this video, I can feel some crustiness on the bottom, kind of burning my makeshift chili. I'm going to run over here, get the ingredients, show you what I did. It wasn't as planned, but let me adjust the height on this one. I don't like how that's angled. I'll show you what's in there. I actually had already staged it here. I kind of forgot about it. Um, this is definitely a train wreck. This is not the JJ Lifting Horizon show, but I had these. I was going to cook these. These are something I had never heard of until recently. They're called sweet potato patties. They look like little sausage links almost, not links, but patties. So I thought, man, that's pretty cool. So since I was going to cook that yesterday, yeah, that failed. So I threw it in with today's creation. I have some La Preferida Spanish rice. Threw that in. I have 1 bag of Success Minute rice. Land O'Lakes garlic and herb butter. I started the whole creation off of that because I'll show you what I did here shortly. Finally found the chili mix. I was getting really ticked off because I couldn't find that. Finally did find it. Put a whole bag of seasoning mix, thick sweet seasoning blend, and it has let me see. If I remember correctly, it basically has onions, celery, uh, red peppers, green peppers, something like that. Anyway, so I added that. I also added a can of red beans and rice. Oh man, a big swarm of gnats just moved into my crib. What else do I have? This is the main star. Dang, gone it. These gnats aren't afraid of anything, but this is really cool. This is the main star of the show right here. Let me try and show it to you. I don't know if you can see this, but this is pork and alligator sausage. It's a true Cajun product. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to try and wiggle it around. But yeah, so I got that in there. So I got 2 links in there kind of chopped up. And that's what we got going on. I'm going to stir this one more time. Then I'm going to get back to, looking you directly in the face and telling you what's going on. Uh, all right, she is, definitely, I probably need to raise her just a tad bit because I'm yakking. Hold on one second, my friends. All right, we raised her up a little bit. Let's move this show to the other side. Man, those gnats all of a sudden. Uh, I'm sorry for you people that are still out there. It's terrible. Can you see the gnats? Oh my God, they're all in front of the camera. And I got citronella candles and everything, but I didn't think they'd be out in the daytime. And we got these other things. I got a gripe, and I'm going to tell you about my gripe. We got these things. Nobody's going to tell it to you real, like I'm about to tell it to you. But they're these little flying fornicators. Anybody that's ever been through Florida, certain times of year, are going to know what I'm talking about. Love bugs. Damn. They just doing their thing in public, flying all over. When they hit your van, your vehicle, whatever you're driving, all that acid can be harmful to your paint and your existence. But yeah, it's not good. Those little flying fornicators, they don't seem to want to go away. But yeah, so I'm just out here basically testing StreamYard, looking like an idiot. I'm okay with that. This whole weekend's been a disaster, so I thought I'd put another piece in the puzzle. You know what I mean? But it is kind of cool being the only camper at a 15 site campground. Pretty much, I'm. I gotta tell you this part too. I'm sitting there chilling. I'm behind the van, and I'm just camping. I'm just charging the phone, watching a little YouTube, and might might have been having a cold snack, and all of a sudden, here comes this the only vehicle I've ever seen. Well, second vehicle, I should say. But here comes an unmarked white Popo vehicle coming through the campground. I'm like, damn, wonder who they're after. And then I looked around. I'm like, damn, I'm the only one here. I just gave him a little wave. Hi, I'm G Money, one of them deals. And then I realized, oh, they're just doing a drive through, not a drive by, a drive through. So I was like, man, I was going to be really upset if they targeted me because I'm the only camper. So I ain't got no sleeves or something, tell me that's a law or something. But yeah, so I'm about to wrap it up. And I really wanted to do, in all seriousness, I'm going to go back to my regular Yankee voice. I had some different things I wanted to show you. I'm going to show you guys. I don't know if I'll be able to do it tonight. I only got 45% charge, so it's not looking good for me being on the JJ Jones show. Maybe, I don't know, JJ Johnson, whatever his name is. But yeah, I had some cool things. So I'm going to still try and do those. I'm just really pissed because the weather was looking good, you know. But anyway, everything fell through. Hopefully, you guys can hear me okay. And just want to say hi. Hopefully make you laugh a little bit. Um, just trying to get back in the saddle. You know what I mean? It's such a beautiful night out here. I'm gonna sleep probably till like 9 o'clock in the morning, unless the acorns like bombard me like hail. Because there's no noise out here, unlike truck stops and whatnot. But let me see if my friends want to say anything. Alex, bye. All right, Alice. Alice is usually pretty talkative. Bandit, he's always out of it. Yeah, he's kind of nocturnal. So anyway, my friends, I'm gonna say goodbye. And I know this wasn't your favorite, way to spend about an hour of your time, but anyway, I'll talk to you later. Hope you guys have a great week. And remember, daylight savings time's coming up soon. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's November 2nd. So it could confuse some of y'all, but peace out, my friends. Remember, let nature soothe your soul. And sometimes you just got to roll with the punches. You know what I mean? I got to work on a remedy for all these gnats. Hope you can see them because they're all over the place. Peace out, my friends. Stay thirsty.